they recognized me and my friend every time we'd walk down the halls because we'd be in a different cosplay every day. So, like, Ahmed, like, he was like, "I commend you, like, being here every day in cosplay," 'cause, like yeah, meeting him was so hearing him talk, he's so fun, like, I could
Dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Sith Talk. Today we have back on the show Tiara from the Craftin on Ilum YouTube channel and Instagram. How you doing, Tiara?
I'm doing good, thanks for having me back.
Of course. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your channel, your page, and where we can find you at?
Yeah, so I do like anything, all things Star Wars, honestly, at this point. I do cosplays. I've been doing reaction videos to the Acolyte, doing a couple of like convention hauls and recaps there. Sometimes I post memes, do a lot of I have my shop, so I do a lot of Star Wars designs. Um, what else do I do? Yeah. What else do I do, Tony? I
You
think
do
I have
all that.
cosplays, conventions, yeah.
Are
Got
we
our
wearing the
shirts
same
on.
shirt?
Yeah. So yeah, anything all things Star Wars, you'll find it on my page, but I mostly focus on my shop, cosplays, and then I've been doing conventions recently, and collecting stuff. So as you can see, my my shelves are full. I don't have any more space.
Yeah. Awesome. So for you guys watching, definitely go check her out. I'm gonna put the link to her Instagram, YouTube, and her shop down in the description. I have so many teas from the shop. I freaking love it. So no, awesome for sure. One of the first things I want to talk about is some convention stuff. But before we get into that, speaking of the Acolyte, you were doing reactions and stuff. Did you enjoy the Acolyte? Like, what'd you think of it overall?
So I was excited for it when it was first announced at Anaheim Convention, right? The Star Wars
Yeah.
Celebration. Um, and then the first couple of episodes, I was like, "Ooh, this like seems really cool." Overall, I'd probably give it like a 6.5, just because I think
Mhm.
that there was a lot of plot holes and writing could have been better. But I think the
Yeah.
ideas and the concepts were really interesting, and I feel like this is what Leslie wanted to get through before she could actually tell the story that she wants to tell, if that makes
Uh-huh.
sense, because it was supposed to be focused on Sith, right? And we kinda just
Yeah.
got, like, the build up to it and not a whole lot of Sith. Like, we got a little bit, which I love Chimere, I love the Stranger, hence the shirts, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, a 6.5 overall for me, sure.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that. Like when it first got announced and revealed, I'm like, "Oh, a show about the Sith, like the Acolyte, like the dark
Right,
side." I
yeah,
was like, "This is gonna have a lot of potential," but like the show just it was like a roller coaster. It was like up and down, up and down. There was a lot of confusion. The one thing I didn't like though was that the episode would make no sense, and then the next day there'd be an article explaining the
right.
episode. That
Mhm,
happened, like, way too many times. I'm like,
mhm,
"No, like, why didn't you, like, tell us that
mhm,
in the show, in the
right,
episode?" So,
yeah,
yeah, it was weird. There are some things that I like, but the best thing was, like, Khmer, like, I have his helmet, I have the gauntlet, every T-shirt made I have with him that's
yeah.
been out so far, so at least we got that, but do you think they're gonna get a second season?
I saw I follow that page, Galactic Transmissions or whatnot, and he posts,
Yeah,
like, news and whatnot. They're calling the first season, like, the first season, basically, like, in a
yeah.
series, so I think that they're going to, but I don't know, only time will tell.
Yeah, the one thing though that I know is gonna be really not necessarily bad in the second season, but everybody's gonna be extra like mad is
Mhm,
Plagueis.
mhm.
'Cause like, have you read the Plagueis novel?
I just started, like, the audiobook.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah.
It is going to blow your mind. It is so amazing. It literally is episode 0 before episode 1.
Mhm,
Oh, I cannot wait till you get through it just to see your thoughts on it, and instantly you're gonna love Plagueis, and, like, I just hope what if they do a second season and there is Plagueis, they get with the guys, James Luceno, I believe, that wrote the book. They need
mhm,
to get with him
mhm.
the same way that, Filoni got with Timothy Zahn for
Mhm.
Thrawn, like,
Yeah,
cause the creator of that. Cause man, the
yeah.
Plagueis book is so special, and if they mess that up, people are gonna riot bad.
Mhm. Yeah, people are already kind of upset with Thrawn's story, like, some of them, just because it wasn't portrayed as the books, like, super accurately, but, like, I don't know, is all of Timothy Zahn's books canon? Because if it's not, like, they still have play, you know?
I don't I don't know if it is. Dude has like 9 books
Yeah.
of Thrawn, so there's a
Yeah.
lot, but,
Mhm.
like, I don't think we've gotten enough of Thrawn, especially in live action, because we only had him for 2 seasons of Rebels,
Mhm.
1 episode in Tales of the Empire, and
Yeah.
then, like, what, an episode and a half live action? We
Right.
need, like, more of him to really judge if he is, like, as diabolical as he was in the books.
Sure, yeah.
So, I'll give it a chance still for Ahsoka season 2. I'm super hyped for that.
See that
Yeah.
right there?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I'm so
dope.
excited.
That's so dope. It's funny, next weekend, I'm going to Chicago Fan Expo, and Amanda's Fondi's there, and I already met him, but
Mhm.
I think I'm gonna meet him again just because I wanna see if he'll slip up and talk about Ahsoka season 2, like, "Oh, yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
start filming in January." I just wanna see what he says about it, and if
Mhm.
I could get any, like, nuggets of info, because he's so down to earth,
Yeah.
and when I met him at MegaCon, he's just such a cool dude, so we'll see if I get any, inside info on Ahsoka season 2 next week.
That'd be fun. It'd be really cool if you got inside scoop and it's kinda, like, let us all know. It's, like, on the side.
Yes, I know, I cannot
Sure.
wait. But yeah, so I guess we'll see what happens with Acolyte. Either way, I feel like they kinda gotta just change the name, because, like, I feel like Acolyte's a dirty word now when people say The Acolyte, because of the show, so, yeah,
Yeah.
it's tricky, super
That
tricky.
whole season, like, during the whole time of the season and episodes releasing, it was wild. Like, it was so polarized, like
Yeah,
yeah,
it was
it was
the
crazy.
worst. Last time it was that bad was The Last Jedi in 2018 or
Mm.
whenever that dropped.
Mhm.
2017. Yeah, yeah, 2017 was the last time the fans were that mad and toxic, and, like, it was bad. That wasn't fun. It
No.
wasn't fun. Like,
Mm-mm.
whether you liked it or didn't like it, like, you were just getting attacked either way. Like, you got attacked if you liked it, you got attacked if you didn't. It was
Mhm.
insane. The biggest thing I wanna talk about, and I know you're gonna have a lot of stories, because I just seen so much fun, but was Rebel Scum Con, the convention that you just went to recently. So, it was the first year of it, right?
Yeah. First year ever Rebel Scum Con. Yep.
So, what was your experience like there at Rebel Scum Con for the first time?
Well, first off, I've never gone to a Star Wars based convention. Like I thought that the San Diego Comic-Con was like the biggest like Star Wars con that you could go to that had like a whole bunch of Star Wars stuff,
Mhm.
like growing up at least. And then I learned about Star Wars Celebration conventions when the Anaheim convention one had started in 2022. So this was my first ever like Star Wars based convention. So that in itself was like really exciting already to
Yeah.
go to and experience. But it was such a wholesome experience, like, that's the best way I could put it because it was small enough to where you could, like, just walk up to the actor's booth and just, like, start chatting with them, like, I had dinner with, oh my god, I forgot his name. The stunt double for Snoke, please remind me of his
Yeah.
name, I completely forgot his name, I think it's Sam, I don't wanna get it wrong, oh my god, I just
Yeah.
had dinner with him last month, and I
Uh-huh.
follow him on Instagram, um but yeah, like, you could just walk up and have conversations with these actors and celebrities and, like, at these really big conventions like MegaCon or even, like, I don't know, what other like, LA Comic Con, you can't really walk up to their booths just, like, casually, right? Like, you have to have a
No.
ticket, like, have paid, like, a good amount of money, and they would just be walking in the hallways with you, so, like, that just blew my mind, and you just got to know them, and I went to the Ahmed Best panel, and when we walked out, me and my friend were right next to Ahmed Best, just, like, shoulder to shoulder with him, just walking out, like, it
Oh.
was crazy. There was a really like, a lot of cool, booths, like, collector people, like props, lightsaber stuff, that was all really
Mhm.
cool. The panels, they were really like deep cut stuff, like original trilogy, like behind the scenes stunt doubles talking about their experiences with George and um Carrie Fisher. Um What else? It was amazing. Like, overall, I was just blown away and stunned the whole time because, first of all, I've never gone to a Star Wars convention, so it was really cool to
Yeah.
just be around surrounded by Star Wars, cool cosplayers, the 501st was there, Sabacc for Charity was there, um, yeah, I like, the best way that I can explain it, wholesome, and just, like, you had a lot of opportunity to, like, become personable with the celebrities and actors and
Yeah.
stunt doubles and whatnot, so, yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah, so from seeing, like, videos and people's stories, it reminded me a lot of ICC Con. It
Mhm,
looked just like that because it's real,
mhm,
like, small, low key, all Star Wars, but actors are right there, like, at ICCC, the double that played Vader in Rogue One, I forgot his name, he's
mhm.
freaking awesome. We're standing in line at a food truck, and he's in front of us ordering his food, and then
Mhm.
he gets his food, and he's like, "Do you guys want a chip?" He gives us a french fry, like Darth Vader gave us a french fry. It was just so random. So
Yeah.
so many cool stories like that. And literally, when I went to ICC Con, it was, excuse me, it felt like Star Wars Celebration. So literally, what you
Mm,
felt there,
mhm.
Celebration is that, but just on a bigger scale, a bigger level. Whenever you eventually get to go to your first celebration,
Yeah.
but like, I kind of heard about Rebel Scum, but like I just didn't plan to do it.
Mhm.
And like after seeing everybody was there, because like Gabe was there, Jose was there, like all you guys were there deep, like
Yeah.
deep. So what was it like meeting and running into all the content creators that we know that we talk to all the time? Like what was it like running into everyone there?
I don't think so. I've ran into you before, and I think I've ran into Will. Trying to think who else that I've actually seen in person. I think that's all. So, I saw so many of, like, our mutuals, and I thought that it was
Yeah,
so cool just to be able to, like, finally meet everyone in person and, like, get to know each other, right? Because we only see so much on social media, just, like, Star Wars stuff, but
yeah,
just getting to know where, like, everyone's from and, like, how they got started, and then we had dinner, and yeah, it was really cool because I don't think I've met, like, 2 people max, in social
yeah,
media, but, like, we're all close friends, like, we talk on a
yeah,
daily basis, right?
yep.
So, yeah.
That is so awesome, and ICCC is gonna be that because I think I counted, like, there's 15 of us all there, all going,
Mhm.
which is crazy, like, super crazy.
15 of
Um,
us in a room? That's crazy.
yeah, I know, I know, I know, it's gonna be a fun time. Now, you cosplayed while you were there, right? What'd you do as
Mhm.
cosplay? You had a different one each day?
I did, on Thursday so I went Thursday through Sunday, I wasn't planning on going on Sunday, but it was just so much fun, so I stayed.
Yeah,
Um, so Thursday, I was in my OC Jedi, my hand sewn one, and then Friday was Ahsoka, and Saturday I was Trilla. Um, every day was super fun too, and like I had said, like, it's small, so the actors would, like, recognize me and my friend because it was smaller and, like, there was cosplayers and then there was the 501st, but there was, like, a whole lot of cosplayers.
mhm.
Um, so the actors and whatnot, they recognized me and my friend every time we'd walk down the halls because 'cause we'd be in a different cosplay every day. So, like,
Yeah.
Ahmed, like, he was like, "I commend you, like, being here every day in cosplay 'cause it get hot and sweaty and all that." When I was in my Trilla cosplay, some of the workers or one of the workers wanted me to get closer to, Tina's booth, Marin, just so she could, like, see me because like, it was appropriate, Fallen Order
Yeah.
character. And me and her just started talking, and then I ran into her in the hallway. My
Mhm.
friend had, like, stepped on my cape, and she was right behind me, and I didn't even recognize that she was right behind me, and then she, like, wanted to make sure that I was okay because after my friend stepped on my cape, I was, like, fumbling, and she's like, "Are you okay?" Like,
Yeah.
she's so sweet. So yeah, it was really cool to be recognized by the actors and stuff, like, they, like, saw, like, the effort that was being put into the cosplay, so yeah.
That's just insane for, like, a med best to say something to me and then remember me the next day, like, you must have been like, "That's Jar Jar," like,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, meeting him was so hearing him talk, he's so fun, like, I could
Yeah.
just sit there all day for hours and just listen to him talk, and, he's such a big student of George too, like,
Mhm.
in my convention video, I talk about his one of his panels because he was there for the prequel panel, which had Amy Allen, um, Ayla Secura, Aura Singh, Barriss Offee, and then there's Ahmed, Jar Jar, and so he was in there for the prequel panel, and he had a lot of cool stories that day, but then the next day on Saturday, he had his panel, Ahmed Best panel, so
Mhm.
he talked about his experience as Color and Beck, Jar Jar, being a student of George, like, after episode 1, he just immediately wanted to absorb all of George's, like, knowledge and skills,
Mhm.
so he would just stay on set with him. It got to a point, Ahmed said, that George just ended up started sending his car to go pick him up from his home just to bring him on set. Yeah, they would
Oh,
sit in the car, have a
wow.
car ride together so he could go and sit on set and learn from him. And Ahmed's actually a professor at a college in California right now, so that's pretty cool.
That's wild, cause like, imagine you're a college student and you're a big Star Wars fan, and you walk into class on your first day, and Jar Jar is your teacher. I don't
Yeah.
know how I would react to that, cause the whole time I just would be like, "Ah, Misa, Misa." Like, in the back of my mind, I would just see Jar Jar. That's crazy. That's very
Yeah,
unique.
yeah.
Um, so you also met Ahmed and you got, you did an autograph, right? How was that interaction?
It was fun, we had been waiting there for a while, 'cause he was at his booth when we went to go line up, and I think he was doing, like, a meet and greet with some people and also eating lunch at the same time, but he was super sweet. I made him a shirt because I have my shop, so I made him a Jar Jar shirt, and it said, like, 1999, and then he recently made a reel where he, talks about his favorite quote from The Phantom Menace, and he said that while he was on set for Phantom Menace, his main goal was to make Liam Neeson laugh and, like, break character every single scene and shot. Yeah.
Really?
Um, yeah. So, his favorite quote is like the "Boom de Gasa Liber something, something, something like that when they're in the, like, underboat speeder or whatever,
Uh-huh.
and he said that George didn't know what it meant, and because he asked, he was like, "What does this mean?" And George was like, "I don't know, just say it," and Liam
Yeah.
Neeson was, like, laughing every single time they took that shot, so he said that was his favorite quote, so I put it on the shirt and gave it to him. I didn't think he was gonna take it because I was just like, I just wanna give him something to show appreciation for
Yeah.
his character, and he took it, he really liked it, and then I have the Jar Jar Phantom Menace watch, it's still encased, and he
Uh-huh.
signed it, so, that was really
Mm,
cool. But yeah, he was really sweet. I really enjoyed meeting him.
that's so cool. He's on my list of people to meet. I just haven't been at a show that he's
Mhm.
been at, cause like, he
Yeah.
does do some shows, but I feel like it's
Mhm.
always, like, random ones in random locations. It's never like the big ones that are here in
Yeah.
Florida, and
Yeah.
the last celebration he was at was Chicago 2019, so,
Wow.
it'd be cool if he pulled up to Japan. He would get so much love over there. But I definitely need to meet Jar Jar, man. Oh, that's so cool.
He's
So
really, really
cool.
cool. Yeah.
And then, for Marin, tell that story about, the cosplay and what she's who she sent it to, because that is, like,
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah, so when I went up to her booth on Saturday, we started talking. She's super easy to talk to, super sweet. And she was like, "Can I take a photo of you?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she took my photo and she was like, "I'm gonna send it to Elizabeth, who plays Trilla." And I was
Yeah.
like, "Are you serious right now?" So she
Yes.
sent it, and then later on, I walked up to her booth again because she was like, "Come back," because she hasn't responded. So come back so we could see what she said. So I
Yeah.
came back later on that day, and she showed me the text message and, Elizabeth had sent, like, 5 fire emojis, and I was like, "Oh my god. I've just been acknowledged by Chilla herself, like, I can die easy now."
That is so cool. What like, when like, you said that story, or where did I hear that first? Because I feel like, were you on someone's show when you said that? Or did
Jeez.
Or was it
Mm,
Explore the Force? Was he talking about it, and then I asked you about it, and you were like,
I
"Yeah, this
think that
happened."
was it. I think Sydney on
Yeah.
Explore the Force had mentioned it, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and when I heard that, I'm like, "Yo, that is so cool." Cause like, Trilla is the best. I'm literally before this recording, I was playing the game, and I got to the part where I'm fighting her for the second time, and she takes her mask off to reveal that she was Seer's former
Mhm,
Padawan.
mhm.
Just her story, everything about her is so good, but your cosplay of her looks freaking awesome. I love that Trilla cosplay. So
Thank
cool.
you. It definitely needs upgrades, but it's getting there. Gosh, I was gonna say something. Oh, so after Saturday, I had spoken to her for the first time, and I talked to her, like, throughout the day on Saturday, like, I would just go
Mhm.
back and forth to her booth to talk with her,
Yeah.
and then on Sunday, I wasn't supposed to go, but I did, and I was just in what I call civilians when I'm not in cosplay,
Mhm.
and I have the Jedi Fallen Order t-shirt that I made on my shop with, like, the mountains in the back and
Yeah.
the symbol in the corner, and I was wearing that, and I went to go say hi/bye slash bye to her because it was the last day, um and my friend was like, "Show her your shirt." So I turned around and she was like, "Whoa, that's so cool." And so for Sunday, what I did is I put like a QR code on my phone. So like I had my Roger things aren't Roger Roger hat on and then I had my shirt.
Yeah.
So just in case anyone asked, I could like show them the phone, they could go to the shop. And so she was like, "Where'd you get your shirt?" And I was like, "I made it." And then she was
Yeah.
like, "And I love your hat too." And she's like, "Did you also make that?" And I was like, "Yeah." And so she actually scanned the QR code for my shop. So maybe one of these days she'll buy from my shop. So, yeah.
That's so cool. She is so
Yeah.
nice. At
Yeah.
Ocala Comic Con, a buddy of mine got his Funko Pop sign, and I
Mhm.
was standing in line with him, so I got to meet her too for a little bit, and she's just so cool, so down to earth. I need to
Yeah.
definitely meet her, like, again and get, like, an autograph from her for sure, because I just that game is just so good. She killed it in both games,
Mhm.
and she's gonna be in the 3rd game. I'm super excited for that. Super hyped.
Yeah. I would love for her and Elizabeth to do, like, a co-op photo and then take a photo with them in Second Sister cosplay. Be cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
that I don't think they've ever been at a show together.
They were at the North Dakota one, weren't they? They were there
Oh,
together?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, you're right. That one that
Yeah.
came up out of nowhere and we had
Yeah.
no idea.
We were looking, we were like, "Take it!" Yeah.
Yeah, that would be sick. Or, like, if it was the 3 of them, those 2, and then Cameron Monaghan, Cal Kestis, like, all like a
That'd be
triple
so
photo
cool.
op.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm actually gonna meet Cal next Saturday too, because he's out there at Fan Expo Chicago. So I'm
Okay.
gonna get to talk to him. So I'm gonna try to see how the progress of the 3rd game is coming. So I wanna try to ask him about that. I also just want to talk to him about him being Joker because he was Joker in the
Mhm,
Gotham show. You seen that show?
mhm. I've seen a couple of episodes, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you should watch all the ones that he's in there. He is like one of my favorite Jokers. Like, it's crazy. He killed it. He did such a good job.
Yeah.
So, super dope. Now, Rebel Scum, next year, are you gonna go again?
Oh, for sure. They're still planning on what venue they're gonna go to because they wanna change up the venues, and it's supposed to be around the same time, because they wanna make it around the time frame that either kids are out of school or, like, on break so, like, families can go and stuff, so it might be
Oh.
during, like, spring break or summertime, but there's definitely gonna be one next year, so I'll definitely be there, Nilda will be there, so you should definitely come out.
Oh, I'm waiting for them to announce the second the dates are
Mhm.
announced, I'm booking a hotel, like, right away. Just like
Nice.
how you and Nilda were talking about San Diego Comic-Con, and at the same
Mhm.
time, I'm like, "Damn it, I wanna go." I just booked a
Mhm.
hotel right
Yeah,
away. That's it. I'll figure
yeah,
it out in a year, but,
yeah.
no, I'm for sure going because it reminded me so much of ICC Con
Mhm,
and, like, seeing all the booths and stuff, like, there was some fire stuff,
mhm.
a lot of old random stuff, like vintage stuff,
Yep.
Unleashed figures, like, a bunch of
Mhm,
stuff. I saw a lot of, like, booths where I was like, "Man, I would be in trouble," and even some of the stuff you were sending in the group chat, like, you were sending the booth that had the guy had, like, scripts and stuff from
yeah, yeah.
on set of the episode.
Mhm,
That is so rare and unique and wild. I
mhm.
probably would have grabbed at least one because, like, some of them had, like, coffee stains on it from when they were using it and stuff.
Yeah.
So cool. What kind of, crazy things besides that did you see there as you were going through all, like, the booths and stuff?
Well, actually, talking about that booth, so the guy who was running that booth, they have, I don't know if it's his store, but the owner of the convention, Josh, that guy
Mhm,
who was running that booth, that's his dad. And we
mhm.
did like a little interview with him. But they also have a store up in Plano, I think. It's they're all, like, within the same area, Dallas, Allen, Plano, but they
Uh-huh.
have this store called the Order 66 Toy Store, and they have a lot of, like, the really
Oh,
cool, like, deep cut collection stuff, yeah.
I've
Um,
heard of that store.
yeah, so I think his dad, Josh's dad, the owner of the con, runs that store. I'm not sure, you'd have to fact check me, but yeah, he had so many cool stuff, like that. They had the roll call sheet, exactly what they were doing every single day
Yeah.
for Attack of the Clones, like, scene by scene, like, Anakin falls, Anakin's lightsaber gets cut in half, lunch at
Yeah.
12 PM, like, that was so cool. They had a really lot of cool lightsaber booths, they had the Order 66 toy, booth, they had a ton of helmets, and then at every panel, they gave away an item. Like, you would go to the panel, and then at the end, at the, like, 10-minute end mark, they would ask questions. Either it'd be, like, trivia, or you'd have to ask a question, and you'd win, like,
Mhm.
collectible items. I actually won the most expensive collectible item there, so that was really, really
Nice.
cool.
And how'd you win that? What was your question?
Yeah, it was the original trilogy panel. I was super nervous to ask my question. They forced me to ask my question,
Aw.
but my question was, what was, like, the biggest takeaway or biggest lesson that you guys learned working on the original trilogy sets?
Oh.
And then forget his name, something LaFleur. Um, he chose my question as, like, the best question. It was between me and Jimmy. Me and Jimmy's
Yeah.
question were, like, up there, and they ended up choosing mine, so yeah, I won the item.
That is so cool. Those panels sounded like a blast. Um, Man, yeah, I'm looking forward to it so much next year. Yeah, like I said, the second it gets like announced, I'm making
Mhm.
sure I have that time off, getting a hotel. You said they're changing venues though. What was it about the current one that they didn't want to come back to?
I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if just so they have to go through, like, certain regulations, right? Like, they have a floor plan, and they have to
Uh-huh.
submit it to get approved by, like, the city or, like, the fire department or something like that, and I think that it just was something to do with certain booths that they wanted to be more of, like, the center of the con, and they couldn't do
Oh,
that according to whatever rules or regulations, so I think they're trying to find a different venue that will allow them to do that, that it'll work out better way. So,
yeah.
yeah.
Got you, got you. Well, that's awesome. Like every all your coverage from there was so cool. It looked like so much fun. I was just every day like, "Ah, why am I not there?" And I think you know what's crazy? I was off, I think the Saturday, Sunday. I think I was like, "Man, like if there was a cheap flight, I would just show up for one day out of nowhere and just be like,
Yeah.
"Hey guys, I'm here." I literally thought about it, but I don't think I found like anything that was like cheap and like to
Mhm,
get there quick.
mhm.
But I almost pulled up on one of those days randomly
Oh,
just to
wow.
go. Yeah. That would've been hilarious, but for sure next year. Now, ICCC is this October, and
Mhm.
you're going to that, right?
For sure. Yeah, I got my ticket, got my hotel book, got my flight.
Nice. So what
Yeah.
made you wanna do ICCC?
I think it was you. You actually reached out and was just like, "Hey, like ICCC is
Seriously.
the same, yeah, is the same as Rebel Scum Con," and I really enjoyed Rebel Scum Con. It was so personable because, like, the owners would come and greet you. Bobby, who invited me, came and
Yeah.
greeted me. So I was like, if it's that wholesome, I want to go to another convention soon. And we know so many people who are going, so I was like, it'd be so cool to see them all again. Nilda also, I think, was, like, convincing me to go, so you and Nilda probably the main reasons why I'm going.
Yes. Oh, man. So when I went last year for the first time, the only reason I knew about it is my buddy Mike from the OG Geek channel. He
Mhm.
went the year before and he dropped a video and it was titled The Best Star Wars Convention I Ever Been to. And I was like, what is
Oh.
ICCC? I was so
Yeah,
confused.
yeah.
So I watched this video and it looked amazing. All the booths, all the vendors, the
Mhm,
cosplay, panels, the guests that were there. So I was like, yo, I'm going. I applied for press, and it's crazy. This was the first convention I applied for press pass when I first started my channel. And
mhm,
I was like only at 200 subs, 2 or 300 subs. It was like a few months into my channel starting. And I
mhm.
applied for press and I got approved. And I was shocked because I thought like with press you'd have to have like a big channel, a big following,
Mhm.
but the way that Michael Havens, the owner of ICCC, does it, he looks at your channel for the quality of your content to see if you're like a real fan and if you appreciate it. And he
Mhm.
saw that from, all my stuff everywhere. Like clearly I waste all my
Mhm.
money on Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
So I got approved and then I met Jose from General Kenobi's bunker for the first time there. We literally both flew in at the same time and Ubered to the hotel because we stayed at the same hotel. So
Mhm.
we did that to split the Uber. So it was cool meeting him. Then we met up with Joe from JMC Collects. So I met him for the first time. So we spent all 3 days of the show together, going each day. And 5 minutes in on the first day, as soon as we walked in and we hit the floor, within 5 minutes, I was like, I am coming to this show every year. I am never missing this. I
Wow.
knew right
Yeah.
away because just the vibes
Mhm.
from the people there, from seeing all the cool stuff everywhere. And I made a big mistake that first day too. So we got in early and we weren't supposed to, but we got in somehow early, whatever. And it worked every day. So we were in early. And this guy, the first booth we saw, he had a bunch of vintage 1999 Phantom Menace tees with the original tags and everything.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
he
yeah.
he he had a crazy Darth Maul tie-dye vintage tee from 99, brand new with a tag, my size. And it was like $50. And I'm like, don't those go for like 100,
Yeah.
150? It was
Yeah.
good. I was like, man, I'm probably gonna buy that. So
Mhm.
I did one lap, and as soon as I came back, every one of those teas were gone. And I'm like, no, do you have more? Where are they? He's like, no, they're all gone. I was because like that's a rare
No.
thing, brand
Yeah.
new with the
Yep.
tag and like
Mhm.
$50.
Mhm.
So there's a ton of really, really cool stuff like that you'll see there. And the crazy thing is, I don't know if you saw the video I made while there, the hotel the hotel lobby sales and room swaps.
Mhm.
Did you see that
Yeah.
video that I made?
I don't think I saw it, but I think you explained it to me, and I was like, "Dang, I really
That
wanna go."
That is a whole new world in itself. Like, so when we went, I saw a video from the last year about it. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. So
Mhm.
we walk into the hotel lobby, and then you walk to the left, and there's just nothing but tables everywhere. And it's just people have stuff on the tables, there's stuff on the floor. If there's a little space on the wall, people have all their stuff there lined up. So we did that first. And I'm like, this is so cool. Like this one dude, and Jose bought one. He had a bunch of signs from Celebration 2019 Chicago, like direction signs, like you line up here or you go here from Celebration.
Uh-huh.
And we were like, man, I remember seeing those signs there. Like this dude was there selling them. Jose bought one. There was a couple that had a table, and I was talking to them. This is the smallest world, like in the world. So they were both at Anaheim Celebration, right?
Mhm.
And they both went to the Kenobi show, the red carpet world premiere. And I was like, oh, I was in there too. Like, we got in early, we were front row. And they were like, we were front row too. And I'm like, wait a second. So I go on my phone and I look at a really, really old video. Cause like when we got there, I remember I made a video like this, like we're in the front
Mhm.
row at the Kenobi show,
Yeah.
right? And when I went like this and I paused it and I zoomed a little bit, they were literally sitting like 4 seats over from me. They were like right
Wow.
there. I was like, "Is this you guys?" They were like, "Yeah." Like, it was such a small world. So that was cool in the lobby, and they do that for like a couple hours, and
Mhm.
then everyone shuts down, and then they go up to their rooms. So you go to the elevator, and there's a paper on the elevator about the room sales, and it tells you what floor and what room numbers. So we literally stopped at every floor and went to those rooms, and
Cool.
you're walking down the hallway, the doors are just propped open in the hotel, and you just walk in, and there's stuff laid out all over their bed, all over the dresser. This one guy had like shelves with lighting in there. It was insane. So for that, I'm actually bringing a suitcase full of stuff that I want to just clear out in the room sales. Like, why not
Yeah.
make some money? Because people are
Yeah.
gonna be shopping.
Yeah.
So I already have it packed. Like, I have a full suitcase packed right now of a bunch of like Black Series figures I just want to get rid of, some vintage figures, some Funko sodas, just a bunch of stuff that I'm just gonna just sell like $5, $10,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Just just clear it out. But those room sales, when you experience it, it's just so crazy. And like there's stuff, the price range is wild too, because there's stuff that's a dollar and there's stuff that's like $25,000. I was like, what? Yeah,
At
this
least you
dude.
know everyone can buy something if they wanted
Yeah, yeah.
to.
'Cause the one guy, he had a graded brand new Millennium Falcon from the '80s, like,
Mhm.
it was 25,000, like, crazy. I'm in there, I'm like,
Damn.
"Yo, like, what?"
Yeah.
And, like, you just leave this here while, like, the maids are cleaning your room, and you
Yeah.
have that grail piece over there.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. How many days are you doing for ICCC?
2 days, I fly in on Thursday, I'm there Friday, Saturday, and I leave Sunday.
True, and then,
Mhm.
are you gonna be cosplaying those both days?
Yes, I will be doing Bix, which I am working on currently, and then
Nice.
I'll be doing Trilla as well.
Yes, that's gonna be fun. That's awesome. Are you gonna do, any photos or autos with the guests that they've announced so far?
I don't think so, not this time around, because I think I wanna save a little bit for, like, that room swap stuff and just kinda see a little bit more,
Oh,
like, collecting items,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's true, because 'cause you'll get a lot more bang for the buck in those, and,
Mhm.
like, who knows, maybe a lot of the guests, like, they'll probably be staying at the same hotel. You
Mhm.
might be able to talk to them for free, get a little selfie at the
Yeah.
bar or
Yeah.
something. Because I've heard stories and they're just all there. Like Sean Solo, he went 2 years ago and the actor from Daredevil was there, Karen Page,
Mhm.
and I want to say he was talking to her a bunch, and then another guy from Daredevil was there and he sat like right next to them at breakfast and they were just talking like a bunch, which is cool. And then like in the parking lot, I want to say the Rogue One Darth Vader guy, they were talking with him for a while. I remember when we walked in for the hotel lobby sale, I looked to the right and Steve Bloom is there, like with his wife and a friend, like at a table just eating. I'm like, yo, there's Zeb. Garrett Zeb Aurelius is right there. Like it was just so cool
That's
to
awesome.
to see that. So
Yeah.
just like how you had all those experiences at Rebel Scum, we're
Yeah.
gonna have that at ICCC, like for sure.
Yeah. A lot of the celebrities that I saw in the lineup were actually at Rebel Scum Con. Like, there's a lot of, like, the stunt double
A lot.
people, original trilogy. Yeah, I saw a whole bunch of them for sure.
Yeah, like Amy Allen, Aura
Mhm.
Singh, like they were
Mhm.
all there. They're gonna be here too.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
yeah, I can't wait to meet all of them and just to link up with all you guys and just all of us hang out, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be trouble, but good trouble.
for sure. Lots of content when I go.
Yes, a lot of content. So the next thing I want to talk about, it's actually, so this episode is gonna drop Friday at 11 a.m.
Mhm.
But Friday night is the D23 Star Wars panel. So, what do you think they're gonna announce or reveal on Friday at that panel? Any guess, suggestions?
Well, I think I saw your post, honestly. I think that there's, like, a possible animated show that they're going to be announcing, and then I think we're gonna get a little bit more of Skeleton Crew because that's coming out in December, so maybe
Yeah,
we'll get, like, a trailer that we can all see, because I know that I think it was floating around, like, someone had, like, a video of what it looked like at another Star Wars celebration or something like that.
London
Yeah,
celebration. We got a trailer.
yeah.
Yeah,
So, I think that.
yeah. I think I feel like there has to be an animated announcement. And then, yeah, I think it would be the perfect time to drop the Skeleton Crew trailer and
Mhm.
maybe even like an Andor season 2 like teaser, because that's gonna be next
Yes.
year.
Yeah.
Because at London, they showed us an Andor teaser and it was a lot of footage. It looked good. And I'm not an Andor fan at
Mhm.
all, but season 2 looks like Rogue One-esque, which is what I want. So
Mhm.
now, animated show, what do you think the show could be? If we do get one, like, what do you think it is? What do you want animation-wise?
Honestly, I am a huge advocate for the Tales, like, series, Tales of the Empire, Tales of the
Yeah.
Jedi, so I'd love to get another Tales. I don't know if that is possible with the information that we have at hand, but I'd like that. Like, do you have any speculations based off of, like, content that's been released?
I kind of feel like I don't know if they're gonna announce 2, but I think they're gonna announce an animated show, but I
Mhm.
think we're gonna get Tales regardless. I feel like
Mm.
Tales might end up being a staple thing that we get every year because
Mhm.
they could take anything and just slap
Yep.
Tales on it. Tales of
Yep.
the Sith, Tales of the Bounty Hunter, Tales of
Yeah.
the Clone, Tales of the Droids, Tales of the Night Sisters. It could be
Mhm.
anything that with
Yeah.
that. So that would be dope if that was like every May the 4th you get a new Tales that would drop. But as far as animated shows, the voice actor for Asajj, she said on that podcast, "We're
Ooh,
getting more
right.
Asajj."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, like, is it gonna be an Asajj and Quinlan show? Is it gonna be, like, Asajj with Omega, and we see Omega grow to be older, where because
Mhm.
the time jumped in Bad Batch?
Mhm.
Is it gonna be like that? Selfishly, I just want another clone show, and I want Rex, Gregor, and Wolf to see where they go from the end of Bad Batch to where we see them in Rebels. I want to see that whole journey
Yeah.
so bad. And then like Cody, is Cody dead?
He alive? Is he well?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And then Echo was still alive at the end too.
Mhm.
So like I
Mhm.
would love something with that. I don't know if they would do like one show and mix all that, the clones, Asajj, and Omega, or if it would
Mhm.
just be a show about one specific thing. Either way, I'm down because with animation, I feel they're way more consistent and strong in animated than in live action.
Yeah, I think there's a lot less limitations as well when you're doing
Yep.
animated, so there's a lot more I don't wanna say funds, but just there's a lot more time and, like, focus that
Yeah.
goes into it.
Imagine they give us this is like a dream show for like so many people. A post Return of the Jedi animated Luke, Han, and Leia show.
Yes, I would love that. I would love that so much. Yeah. Yep.
That would be so freaking cool, but I know on, the panel starts 7 PM West Coast time on Friday, so 10 PM for me on the East Coast, so I'm actually gonna go live tonight, Friday night, and just, like, see if stuff starts blurting out after it gets announced,
Mhm.
or if there's anybody that's in the panel and if they're, like, live tweeting updates just to get it in real time. 'Cause, I think they also said in that panel, it's gonna be a lot of first looks at movies and movie stuff.
Like, upcoming
S
projects and
Yeah.
stuff? Okay.
So maybe they'll talk about the Mando movie, maybe they'll talk about Filoni's movie. Oh, another rumor that's been going around, the guy that just did the Deadpool movie, Sean Levy,
Mhm.
supposedly he might be doing a Star Wars movie, and that's been getting traction like crazy. And
Mhm.
in a recent interview, like super recent, like within the last few days, I want to say he said something about it's in production right now or something like that. Whatever that means, but with the success of Deadpool and Wolverine almost at 1 billion in less than 2 weeks,
Mhm.
like, I figured they'd be like, "Yeah, and the guy that brought you Deadpool, he's bringing you a Star Wars movie." I could see, like, something like that happening.
That'd be so crazy 'cause I enjoyed I went to go watch it recently, I think, like, a week or 2 ago, but it was
Mhm.
really good. I no spoilers, but spoilers, some of the cameos are really, really cool, so it'd be really cool to see what he does with Star Wars.
So, we'll talk spoilers because if you guys haven't seen it by now, what are you doing? What was
True.
your favorite cameo in Deadpool and Wolverine?
So, I liked 'cause I liked the Fantastic Four movies when I was younger when they came out, and I definitely had a crush on Chris Evans, as the fire guy, so it was cool to see, like, that twist where we think it's Captain America, but it's actually him from Fantastic Four.
The torch. So, it's so funny. There's a podcast me and Ricky did, one of our Rebel collectors 6 months ago, and in that podcast, I said my dream cameo in Deadpool would be for him to go into some universe
Mhm.
to see Chris Evans and assume it's Captain America, and for Chris Evans to be like, "Who's Captain America?" and then go flame on.
Yeah,
And literally, that's almost exactly what happened.
pretty
So
much, yeah.
I'm sitting in the theater and he jumps down and I'm like, "Chris Evans."
Mm.
And he's all in his poncho, but his sleeves, like, you see blue and red. So it's like it looks Captain America-ish,
Mhm,
but something
mhm.
something felt off. And then when Deadpool was like, "Oh, he's gonna say it, he's gonna say it." I right away, I knew, I'm like, "Holy shit, that's Human Torch.
Mhm.
That's Johnny. He's gonna say flame on." And
Mhm.
then literally he when he looked back and he was like, "Flame on," and did it and flew up. I screamed out loud in the movie theater, "F yeah." Like I was so hyped because like it's rare when you predict a cameo and like that's the
Mhm,
cameo that you want.
mhm.
And it happened the exact way. I was so excited for that part. It was so good.
Yeah. Yeah, that and, X-23, I love her character. I think she did
Oh.
well as Jackie, rip Jackie.
She's awesome. She killed it in Logan. She killed it in Deadpool. She killed it in freaking Acolyte, like episode 5. She held
Oh,
her own.
oh yeah, she got some hits in, yeah.
Yeah, she held her own, but yeah, 3 hole punch, rest in peace. She is someone I would love to meet at a next convention
Yeah,
just because like you're X-23, you're in Star Wars too, like, she's up there.
yeah.
So, yeah, her cameo was great. The other one that kind of so, excuse me, the other one that I was spoiled the day before,
Mm.
but, like, it was so mind-blowing that I wasn't mad because 'cause I'm like, "That doesn't make sense." The Henry Cavill Wolverine.
Yeah. I
That
was
was like, "What?"
yeah, I was confused. I was like, is that
Yeah,
can't be. That's
yes.
him."
Yes, yeah, that was so good. But no, yeah, the movie was wild. It was so much fun. So Lady Pool was played by his wife, Blake,
Blake
right?
Lively. Yeah.
And
Mhm.
and the little baby was played by his little baby.
Really?
And then the kid Pool, the one that's a little bit older, was played by his other daughter.
What in the
So
world?
so that all those, like,
Yeah.
child Deadpools
Uh-huh.
were his 2 kids,
That's
and then
funny.
Lady Poe was his wife, his whole family was in there.
That's cool. I heard
Yeah,
too as well I think, I don't know if it was confirmed, but his, like, doppelganger one in it, the nice pool,
nice pool.
was his twin brother, right? Or something
He
like
has
that?
he has a twin brother?
That's what I saw online. I don't know if it was, like,
I
just,
don't
like,
th
joking or a meme or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's a joke. Ryan Reynolds
Okay. Okay.
I don't think he has a twin brother.
I
Let me
don't
see.
I don't know.
No, I don't think he has a
No?
twin
Okay. It's
brother.
just like a joke thing? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like a joke thing.
Okay, okay.
But, Nice Pool was hilarious,
Yeah.
but yeah, if we get that guy, because Sean Levy, didn't he do some Stranger Things stuff too?
Did he? I'm not familiar.
Why is his name so familiar? He's done something else. Oh, he's done Night at the Museum. I love Night at the Museum. Free Guy.
Free Guy
Let me
was
s-
good. I don't know if you've
free,
seen it, but it's actually pretty good.
yes. Especially when he had the Captain America shield and Chris Evans was like, "What the?" That was
Yeah.
so no, he did 34 episodes of Stranger Things.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I
Stranger
love
Things
me
is
some
good. Yeah,
I love
exactly.
Sh I love Stranger
Mhm.
Things.
Yep.
So, yeah, bring this dude into Star Wars, man.
Yeah. Yep.
Let's see what he does. So D23 will probably get a bunch of stuff. It should be an exciting night, and, I'm looking forward to see what they did with Skeleton Crew
Mhm.
because I feel like they changed the show a lot because that show was supposed to be the first show to drop, and with
Mm.
all the changes and strikes, it kept getting pushed back, and they kept
Yeah.
reshooting it and changing things.
Yeah.
I'm wondering what it's gonna be like, but are you looking forward to Skeleton Crew?
Yeah, I was actually on Explore the Force with Jimmy and his friend, I think his name's Kevin. We were talking about it, and, like, we don't have a whole lot to go off of, like, we recently got that
Yeah.
article, but I'm really hoping that we see Hondo, like, maybe he makes an appearance as a pirate. I would lose Yeah, I
Yes.
would lose it.
So, I think there's a good chance because in the trailer we saw at Celebration, the pirate Bane or Vane from Mando
Mhm.
season 3.
Mhm.
Remember the one pirate guy that escaped at the end?
Mhm.
He is in Skeleton Crew. He looks like he would hang out with Hondo. And the Star Wars Outlaws game that drops this month, they
Mhm.
announced there's gonna be an added DLC where she runs into Hondo Anako and does a mission for Hondo.
Oh, dang. Okay.
So they could be building up all this Hondo stuff, like have him pop up in Outlaws, have
Yeah,
him pop up in Skeleton Crew. He's already at Galaxy's Edge at the ride.
exactly. Mhm.
I would love it. My only thing is I just would want Jim Cummings, I believe is the voice actor. I would just want him to voice it. Like get an actor dressed up as Hondo.
Yeah.
Like they have it at the park. Just use that same you have the costume.
Yeah.
Just bring it to the set, have
Yeah.
Jim Cummings do the voiceover. Man, I would scream though so loud if we got Hondo. And if we do, I don't want to see it in a trailer. I want to just be watching an episode and he's like,
Mhm.
hey, hey, like
Yeah.
just popping
Yeah.
up. Like,
Yeah.
oh, that would be so beautiful if we got Hondo.
Yeah. He's in so much. He's in Rebels, he's in
Clone
so many
Wars.
episodes of Rebels and Clone Wars, like, it
Yeah.
just makes sense, and he's in Galaxy's Edge already, and, like, this is supposed to be from, like, a child perspective, like a family TV show, so if kiddos
Yeah.
are watching it and they go to Galaxy's Edge, it makes sense to bring him in to, like, connect the loop, you know? So,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Hopefully. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess we'll see what we get from D23. And then the next big wave of like big announcements will be Japan Celebration revealing like everything else that we're getting. Cause besides Skeleton Crew, Andor season 2, the Mando movie, Dave's movie, the Ray movie that still has no script, and then the James Mango movie that nobody's been talking about for months that probably gonna disappear. We
Mhm,
really don't know like what we have to look forward to. It's kind of weird. Like Marvel is spoiled because they
yeah,
have two Avengers movies. They got Doctor Doom, they got Fantastic Four, we got X-Men coming back. So Marvel, Spider-Man 4, Marvel's
mhm,
eating good. But
mhm.
us, we're like, what are we getting after next year?
Maybe they're saving it for Japan. Maybe they're saving all the announcements for that. I don't know.
I I think they are because I think hopefully they're like cleaning everything up and making sure that it makes sense. Cause
Mm,
like how many times have they gone and announced a bunch of things and nothing happened? Like Rogue Squadron, a
mhm,
droid story, the
mhm.
Lando show, and then
Yeah.
even with London's announcements, the Ray movie and the James Mango movie, like I have a bad feeling about this because like the Ray movie was supposed to drop first. What's going on? The
Mhm,
James Mango movie, like, after
mhm.
Indiana Jones 5 bombed, are they getting rid of him because they don't wanna risk the money? Because you know how they're real greedy now? I don't know. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
The Lando movie is, like, officially I saw an announcement, it's, like, officially no longer in the works, so they're not doing that anymore. Yeah.
That destroyed my soul because that's the only chance we really have a chance of seeing a live action Darth Maul again.
Mm. Mhm,
'Cause Akira and,
mhm,
like, Maul's running Crimson Dawn right now and
mhm,
all that. So
mhm.
now it's like, we're never gonna get Ray Park in live action again,
Yeah.
which sucks. I mean, there's always a chance in animation if they do, like, a Tales of the Sith and we get to
Mhm.
see young Maul training with Palps. How cool would that be? Like, to hear Sam Witwer doing a younger Darth Maul with Palpatine, that would be amazing.
I'd love that. Yeah, or, like, I kinda want either an animated series for, like, Darth Vader comics or maybe have, like, that
Mm.
in a Tales of the Sith kind of series. So
Yeah, cause like, Tales of the Empire, they clickbaited us with that Vader. Seeing Vader in the trailers
Yep.
and the episode was just that. It was the same
Mhm,
thing. He didn't do nothing, he didn't say
mhm,
nothing, like,
mhm.
I would love some more Vader stuff.
Yeah.
It it never gets old. Just give me Vader doing Vader things and I'll
Yeah.
be happy. I'll be super
Him
happy.
in his, like, prime, you know, 'cause in Kenobi, that one episode where he's just, like, cracking people's necks and, like, walking down that
Yeah,
street, that was amazing to see. That's him in it when he stops the whole ship, like, we don't see that a whole lot, and, like, I love his
yeah.
sass in Rogue One, so it'd be so cool to see him either animated or if they could do a live action, him in his prime would be amazing.
Yeah. Now, curveball, what if at D23 they announced something crazy like, "You guys are gonna get Kenobi season 2 or Book of Boba season 2." What would you think of that?
So I enjoyed Kenobi, but I definitely have issues with it, like, some of the stuff doesn't make any sense.
Yep.
So if they did a Kenobi 2, I'd like it to be slightly better. Book of Boba Fett, I wasn't really like, I love Tamora Morrison, I think he's great, but I didn't really enjoy Book of Boba Fett, like, it was just, like, halfway of Mando season 3 or something like that to me, so it just I don't know.
Yeah. It was Book of Boba was it was weird because he's one of my favorite characters, but, like,
Mm,
I like some of it where he's like you see him escape the Sarlacc pit and
mhm,
training with the Tuskens and
mhm.
taking that train down. There was some cool stuff, but
Yeah,
they softened him up. He was a little punk.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
not Boba, and, like, there's an issue when the best 2 episodes of the show, he's not even in there because the Mando episode, masterpiece. Luke
mhm,
hanging out with Ahsoka and training Grogu,
mhm, mhm,
like, that was probably one of the deepest moments when Ahsoka said to Luke, "You're so much like your father." Literally, all of Clone Wars flashed back in my mind
mhm,
when she said that. It was
mhm,
beautiful.
yeah,
So, yeah, I don't know what I would want out of the 2. I would want a Book of Boba season 2 for him for Boba to get justice and be like, "I don't wanna rule with justice. I wanna just run around, do hood rat things with Fennec and bounty missions."
yeah,
But Kenobi, it would be cool to see him train with Qui-Gon, Force
mhm,
Ghost Qui-Gon, and for
mhm.
him to run into Cody because the original plan was Cody was gonna find him and they were gonna reconcile and become like best buds.
Interesting. I never read
Yeah.
that. That would have been really cool.
Yeah, so oh my god. So the original Kenobi was gonna be a movie, and in this, Cody was gonna be there, and then Cody was gonna be the one to watch Luke when Kenobi went off
Oh,
planet.
okay, okay.
And Riva was a badass in the original one. She had
Mhm.
like an army of like rogue clones, like almost like her
Oh,
own version of the Bad Batch. And
okay.
I believe in the end of it, she actually sacrificed herself and she died, which makes sense because she should have died in Kenobi.
Mhm,
Her
mhm.
living and knowing what she knows is not okay.
Yeah. Mhm,
So like if she would have died, I'd be like, all right, cool. Like, because her the story of Riva is Trilla. She was a Padawan, she
mhm,
survived Order 66, and
mhm,
she turned into an Inquisitor to hunt Jedi, and
mhm,
we all love Trilla,
mhm.
but I don't see that same love for Riva because the story wasn't done as well.
Yep. Yeah,
So
100% agree. I was looking forward to seeing, Obi-Wan training with Qui-Gon. I love Qui-Gon, and, like, Yoda went on that, like, one episode mission to I'm pretty sure it's
yeah,
Dagobah with, like, the muses or whatever, like, give me
yeah,
that stuff, like, that's what I was looking forward to. So, if they did a Kenobi season 2, that's what I'd wanna see for sure.
yeah, for sure. So that's pretty much everything I have. What do you have coming up next on your channel or dropping next in your merch store that the people could look forward to?
Yeah, a couple of things. So, if you haven't already checked out my shop, I am going to be closing it down at the end of August. Not permanently, just temporarily to get rid of designs. I didn't realize how many designs that I've done in the past 2 years. So I
Mhm.
just want to clear out some of my designs and make room for new ones. For anyone watching, I'm going to be doing a legacy shirt because I have my Kanan, my Ahsoka, my Anakin one. I'm going to be doing a legacy shirt for Luke, Balin, and Shin when I reopen it.
Ooh,
So
nice.
make sure to stay tuned for that. I'm working on designs, closing the shop to just make it a little bit more user friendly, getting rid of those designs. So if you haven't gotten it already, make sure to purchase that before August 31st. And then I'll be closing that. And I don't know when I'm going to reopen. Just stay tuned for my page on Instagram. That's where I'll make that announcement. Going to ICC, gonna be debuting Bix, working on that cosplay. Maybe might make like a cosplay video of me making the costume. We'll see if I have time for that. And I'm actually
Yeah.
gonna be dropping a video of unboxing the original concept art for Darth Vader figurine that I got at Rebel Scum Con. So I'm gonna do a little unboxing YouTube video. So check out that.
Nice. So for you guys watching, be sure to go check her out. I'm gonna put the link to all her stuff down in the description. But Tiara, thank you so much for coming on. It was a blast.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. It's so much fun to talk again.
Yes. And that'll be it for this episode of Sith Talk, guys. We'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys.